So we want to make sure that, our septic system operates off a certain amount of gallons of water per day for the number of bedrooms in the home. But we should have water-saving devices inside the house. Shower heads, low flow, 1.6 gallon toilets or whatever they are now. When you brush your teeth, you're not leaving the water running. You should not have a garbage disposal. 50% of the houses I see have the garbage disposal, but you need to know how to operate your garbage disposal if you have a septic system. Shouldn't flush anything down the lines that isn't something that comes out of our bodies naturally, and septic safe toilet paper. Anything else doesn't belong. Now, yes, we're gonna have some food grease come from when we wash our dishes and some food particles and whatnot. A little bit of that's no big deal. The tank will help assist in separating that. But we never wanna put things like sanitary wipes, condoms, cigarette butts, feminine hygiene products, well, anything that won't break down. If it doesn't break down, it shouldn't go in your tank. And then if you have a belly in the line or a break and you're putting something that won't break down through the line, absolutely guaranteed you're gonna block up. So a lot of people avoid having issues because they just do what they're supposed to do with what goes through the system. When it comes to the septic tank, so we're through the line, as long as you're running water and it's going into the tank, there's not much you can do with the line. Again, that would be something that could be checked on an inspection if somebody's doing an inspection every 2-3 years. The PA State Code Act 537 Sewage Facilities Program suggests that the tank should be pumped within every 3 years. And then the townships are supposed to run a program where they enforce that. Not every township does. And some townships enforce it and they're kind of overbearing about it, and then other townships don't do anything, and then you've got this. So the first thing everybody should do is determine whether or not their township requires that every 3-year pumping, and then also determine to what extent. Do they just want a receipt that the tank was pumped? Do they want a form filled out? And I will say that all the pump truck drivers know exactly what township they're in and what those township requirements are, the forms, the whole 9 yards, and they usually take care of that for you. So it's good to have a qualified pumper and not somebody who just shows up with a dirty old truck just to suck your poop and go away. There is a lot of professionalism involved in pumping a septic tank, and I would say that you only want PSMA certified pumpers. PSMA makes pumpers certified also to make sure that they're doing their jobs properly. And it's really nothing special. It's exactly what should be done every time a tank's pumped. The problem is that a lot of these newer companies are opening up, and companies coming from different states and buying up mom and pops, and they're not following the rules of what they should be doing when they're pumping tanks. Like this tank here. I can't tell if the tank's leaking or if the guy who pumped it just didn't pump it right. Now, if he had pumped it right, I would know the tank wasn't leaking. Now, that's going to cost somebody some more money. A very long-winded explanation of saying that you need to pump your septic tank within every 3 years. Now, when I'm speaking to folks on an inspection and we have a septic system that's over 25 years of age, I'll make a suggestion that they should pump it every 2 years, just to get that extra year's worth of solids out of an absorption area that's coming closer to its life expectancy. People then ask me, should we use a product like Rid-X? I'm not a fan of putting anything into the septic tank that can't be conclusively determined that it's actually doing something. So independent studies on septic tank additives come up as inconclusive. If you talk to the people that sell the products, they've got their sales pitch. They say it works, but then independent studies show, I don't know, did it do something? I don't think it did anything. That's not a product you want to put your heart into. Now, I've done inspections and service work for people that have used Rid-X for 20 years. Their systems are spotless. I can't even believe they live in the house. And then I've had people that have used Rid-X for 20 years, and everything, the drain field, you probe into the drain with sludge just pops up out of it. Sludge, like literal poo that was in the tank is now in the field. And that's two people doing the same thing with two different results. So I'm not sure what creates that. All I needed to see was that one person with the sludge popping up out of the ground, find out that they're using an additive. I just don't suggest it. So people go, well, how does the bacteria get back in the tank then? The second that pump truck comes and evacuates that tank, there's still bacteria in that tank. It's hanging on the wall. It's in the little puddle of water that's on the bottom. And then as we waste into the septic tank, there's bacteria in our waste. That's the bacteria you want in there. That's the bacteria that helps create the separation. Sure, additives may assist in create the separation, but they may be creating in more leaving also. So I'm not a believer in the additives. The septic tank is designed to catch and hold those solids. Nothing more needs to be done to it. Some people like to put octane additives and fuel injector cleaners in their gas tanks. It's the same thing's been said about them. Kind of inconclusive. Don't know if it works. You always want to keep clean and clear, no brush on top of the drain field. Don't plant trees in it. You don't want to build a shed on it. And next week I have a gentleman who's putting a fence up. He did the inspection 3 years ago, I think. And I'm going out to remark the drain field. So when the guys come to put the posts in for the fence, they know exactly where the septic system is. And this gentleman's not even sure where he can't remember exactly where the system is, even though I took pictures and gave him a drawing. He wants me to go out there and pinpoint it exactly just in case he needs to move the fence line, things of that nature. So that, even though that's not maintenance, that's forward thinking and not creating an issue for the drain field. So the term maintenance, just people go, what do I got to do to the tank? Pump the tank every 3 years. That's pretty much it. And don't put anything down your lines you're not supposed to. That's really all you need to do.